Let's do it.
All right. I'm so excited.
Big day. Let's see, I think we're just kicking off with demos, right? That's our focus for the day. So I know that's what we're all looking forward to, at least. Who's in charge? Who's gonna show us what y'all been working on?
I've been nominated to test drive, and I will rise to this challenge. I am so excited.
No pressure.
I'm among friends. If there's anything strange, I'm in a good group. Okay. So this is our Smart Shopper app. And on the homepage, what we worked on this week were the individual components that make up what the UI looks like. Not how it functions, but how we styled it. And so you'll see here, my favorite part of the app, the homepage hero that Rafa designed on the left side of the wrapper. And Viviana did a wrapper for the whole page. Rafa contributed this title here, and Viviana did this wonderful input box that we use in 3 places. And my famous orange button is now a wonderful blue button. And I'll go ahead and look at a list. So we'll join an existing list in progress. It normally would take this long. My internet's having a little bit of an issue on this side. So at least we have the loader spinner centered now. And on the shopping list, Viviana styled these item cards, and they are grouped by how often you would need to purchase a particular item. You can see the yellow, the green, and the red. You can delete an item and get a list of a pop-up about, do you really want to delete that item? You can click OK. You can search for an item like pizza, always looking for pizza. Or you can add an item. Rafa did a wonderful nav bar with tooltips that were imported with Material UI. And so we'll add an item, cottage cheese, because that's my thing of the week. Loving the cottage cheese, but I don't like it all the time. These buttons are radio buttons styled to look like regular buttons. And we'll go ahead and add that item. Look at our list, and there's our cottage cheese. The list view is up here, which we're on. And then if someone wants to share the token of the particular list that they have, it's copied to the clipboard, and they can go ahead and do this. I was navigating and looking at this in bed one night on mobile, and it shows up really cool on iPhone as well, the way that pops up on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and open the dev tools and let you see a little bit about how it looks on mobile and how we've styled that.
Very nice.
Yeah, we did do some work on running Lighthouse reports and making sure that we hit particular metrics with accessibility that was important to us, because we were learning about that in the other module that we just went through. And for example, in the add item, this was one of the trouble spots that we had to solve as a team this week. Of the background color and the foreground of the buttons was previously more pastel-y and fun looking, and this was an orange button, but it was not working out for accessibility. So what we did is Viviana put this into the background color checker. We went back and forth and we looked to see what would happen. And the accessibility on this page went up to 100, which we were excited to see. It was down, it was in the 70s and 80s, but this brought it up to 100. And then she worked to go ahead and we went through and looked at all the ARIA labels and things that were popping up as errors in the accessibility check. As a former designer, she was a great resource when we worked through this. She contributed the page wrapper, the item card, the input field, the page header for the shopping list, and the mobile yellow design. Rafa did the title navigation, homepage hero, and a whole bunch of things that he's going to show you. And the bulk of my CSS learning this week was on the radios looking like regular buttons and the regular button that we have here. And I think Viviana's going to talk about the code.
Yeah, that was so nice. You explained it so well. Very proud watching that. Yeah, I just wanted to go over just like a little bit of the code that we added. As I thought we did a really great job kind of refactoring. Yeah, so you'll see here, where are we at? Yeah, so in the components folder, every component has its own folder for the actual UI component and then the styling. So that was really nice. And then Rafa, where are we at? Placed all of the components in an index.js, which I'd never done before. I thought that was like a really clean way to organize them. Okay, that's here. So yeah, so all our components are listed here, which is really nice. And then yeah, just to show you like one component, this is the item card component that Dana showed. So you can see we use Material UI for the accordion, which was super helpful. And we use Material UI for the icons as well. So all this code is just for the accordion. And then that's referenced here in list.jsx. So you'll see here, it made the list.jsx a lot smaller, which is really nice. And then I wanted to touch a little bit on the sorting. We got that fixed thanks to Rob's advice, which was really nice. Because originally we were sorting this just by the estimate, which was a static number that wasn't going to change. So thanks to Rob's help, Rafa was able to make this function, which is really nice. I definitely wanted to highlight this. So here you see it's get days until purchase. So it'll get the days between the day you purchased it and then the estimated date. So now it's like kind of like a countdown. So here it says like cheese in 2 days, tomorrow will say 1 day. And the day after that will say purchase today, which is really nice. And now it's actually a lot more fluid, which is really nice. And then I wanted to touch on one more thing that Rafa did that was really nice. Or maybe Rafa, if you want to speak on that, making like the private routes. I thought you did like a really good job on that.
Sure, I don't have the code up right now, so if you don't mind sharing your screen, I can speak on it.
No, for sure. Yeah, I just want to talk like about your code because I know you did it. So yeah, okay. Let me make this full screen and make my life easier. Oh yeah, so this is app.js. Go over here.
Yeah, so we did have an issue before where if a user didn't have an existing token, they could still visit the add item and list pages. So we decided to add a solution using protected routes in React Router, where I just created a component called require token, which would check if there was a token in local storage. And if so, it would, and if not, then it would navigate the user to the home page automatically. And so in app.js, I wrapped the list view and the add item view in that component so that it would basically do an automatic check whenever somebody tried to visit that URL. But yeah.
Awesome.
I had never done this before, so it was really cool to see them do that. And I think that's all I wanted to highlight. Actually, one last thing, I just want to shout out Dana because this was like her first time working with CSS, and she did such a beautiful job on the radio button. So I just want to show you all the CSS that went into that. It was so nice. I think custom radio buttons are very tricky, and she did like a really beautiful job doing that. So
You're making me cry, Viviana. Thank you.
no, you did so well. I know you were like learning it on the spot, which I would not have been able to do that. So that's amazing.
I love to learn. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, my teammates did such a great job demoing everything that there's not really much for me left to say. They did ask me to speak on our issues and how we organized those in our final branch that we created. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I apologize, these end controls are popping up. Just go back here. 1 second, y'all, I apologize. All right. So in terms of our issues, we decided to, after designing the app, we assigned ourselves components to create a component library on the advice of Tanner. And so we created issues for each of those components. And towards the end, my teammates were still working on their final components because they turned out to be a lot more complicated than we originally thought. And so I wanted to open an issue for quality assurance to help ensure that we would have time to make the app work smoothly and refactor our code and just put all of those little, finishing touches on it. So here is the final pull request for that. I opened up a new branch for cleanup. And after a while, everybody started contributing to it and just finding small issues that they wanted to change and just making the app the best that it can be. And these are final issues for the components and accessibility. And another reason why I wanted to do it is because I found that Git conflicts were a major issue throughout the cohort. And so when we were getting to that final step, I didn't want us to be blocked by trying to work out those, like using chat or anything like that. So as they were working, I would merge in their changes and try to make all the code fit together. And in the end, we all came together and pushed it up. So thank you.
May I just say that, Rafa, because of the work that you did clearing the path before we merged, that we had 0 merge conflicts when time came. We couldn't believe it. Thank you, Rafa.
Dana and I were so scared to do it, and then she just pressed the button and it was done. We were like, oh.
Like, oh, wonderful.
I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, it was really nice.
It was magical. You made magic.
Thank you. You guys, it's too much. I appreciate it.
I do feel like this team is magical because I want to also highlight that there's only 3 of you in the last 5 weeks, and just the way you work, the way you self-organize, the way you coordinate, and you finish way ahead. You've been done already and chilling and enjoying your weekend. That is fantastic work.
Really cool. I really love how you all share credit with each other and clearly have come together as a team and bonded over the last 8 weeks. And the app looks great. It's really cool. Some really nice touches in there and stuff. Yeah, amazing. Great work. I just wanted to come in for the demo and I'll let you all do your retro and everything, but I'm super impressed with what I just saw. That's great. And the explanations too, really clear. The code looks great. So nice work.
Thank you.
Thanks for this experience. It's been awesome.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, you're welcome. Y'all, if we're not already connected on LinkedIn and that kind of thing, let's do that. Happy to help in any way I can as you're working to find those jobs. So again, I'll let you guys see your retro, but great work, mentors too. I'm sure this team would have been magical no matter what, but you definitely contributed to that. They were even crediting you all throughout their demo and stuff. So love to see it. Great work. Have a good rest of your meeting.
Thanks.
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks for jumping in.
Did I see 60 issues? That was very impressive. The change since even just last week was huge. So very good job. Congrats. I love the buttons. There's kind of a I don't know. It has kind of a 90s feel to me, which is cool.
I like that. That's cool.
Cool. Yeah, I was glad to see it early this week. It was like my jaw dropped. All the mentors that weren't there, but I got that sneak preview that was very cool. Yeah. So I left a lot of really positive feedback there, but I'll just sum it up to say y'all did a great job. It's a really good looking app for such a small amount of time and such a small crew. So nice work.
Thank you.
And Tanner came trying to show you up with his haircut, but I think that the
That's true. I thought we'd open with that, but no one mentioned it. So thank you, Rob.
I'm gonna make a lame joke about redesigning interfaces. Tanner did his own.
Yeah, I went to a middle school emo themed birthday party last night. So I also redesigned my face with black nail polish and eyeliner for the evening. So
Ooh,
Awesome.
yeah, it was fun.
very nice. So should we move on to retros? This is our final one.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Let me share the link in case y'all don't have it. I'll put it in the chat here. I'll set a timer around, let's see, since we have time, 10 minutes. Would 10 minutes be good for everybody? Yeah.
Works for me. Yeah.
Okay. And it started.
Andy, your words are mostly not.
Link?
Yeah, they're like not coming through very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Less than a minute, 30 seconds.
I was trying to think of the word for audible, I guess, or understandable. The only thing I could come up with was legible, and I was like, that's not the right word.
All right, and we are time. I'm going to share my screen. And let's see, let me move some stuff. So we can start with appreciations. Is my screen, is like the view and all that stuff large enough for everybody? Yeah, cool.
Works for me.
All right,
Yeah.
Tanner.
Yeah, this one's for you, Yanli. I just a note for the proactive organization up front made this cohort, like, maybe it's also because my second time, but I never really felt like I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing that week. And I also had a good understanding of what, the other mentors were supposed to be doing that week. So just a final thank you, I suppose.
Yay.
I will add a ditto on that since I forgot to write it.
I'm glad. It's what also helps me keep track so that I don't have to remember things. Rafa?
Okay. Yeah, this is an appreciation for Dana. I want to thank you for your hard work, your positive attitude, and your open communication throughout the process. You're one of the best teammates to have because you never give up, and it's really inspiring.
Well, thank you. That's really cool. I love this retro stuff. It's great. Thank you also to Tanner for making a pathway for us to at least get talks rolling with 1Password. It's really nice when somebody extends their reach when they have some to say, I'm not sure what could come of this, but absolutely we'll give it a try. So thank you for doing that and sticking your neck out for us to say, hey, there's some folks that might be interested. What do you think? That's awesome. Thank you. The connection's appreciated.
Yeah, happy to help. I know I've been working with the hiring team a lot recently, so they used to be more strangers, but now I feel like I know them and can talk to them easier. So it was easy to do. I'm glad it helps.
Cool.
Yeah, this one's for Rafa. It was so nice of you to always be willing to take on more issues, because I know you finished yours a lot earlier and you were always just so nice and like generous with your time. So yeah, I just really appreciate how willing you were to help us.
Thank you. All right, and next one is for you, Viviana. Thank you for guiding us throughout the design process, because the app couldn't have looked this good without your leadership and your expertise. And I also just want to say, thank you for being such a great teammate, and I'm glad we've become friends.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of grouped all the mentors together. Sorry. You all three of you were just such great mentors. I could not have asked for more help. It was just so nice that all three of you were always so generous with your time and willing to help. Whether it's in office hours, outside of office hours, and in Slack, it was just so nice to have three actual engineers being willing to help baby me with code, so that was really nice. Appreciate it.
And same here, I want to thank you three for being so supportive throughout the entire cohort. I appreciate all the guidance that you've offered and how you hold us accountable and encourage us to do our best work. It really helped me grow as a developer, so thank you.
Me, yeah, just again, very grateful for Dana and Rafa. You two are the ideal teammates for sure. I learned so much from you too. As I was saying, Rafa was I can't believe I learned this for free, which is crazy. I just, yeah, both of your minds are so beautiful and I learned so much, and I definitely feel like I'm a better developer because of you two, which is so nice.
We feel that way about you too, Vivi.
Yeah, this one's me. Just a note for the entire cohort, which is why some of my notes are mostly just across the board here, but always great teamwork and communication from the jump, and even through working through having one less dev on the team, and always very open, the communication was happening out in the open, and issues were always done on time and well written and everything. So nice work all around.
Same here. everyone has been amazing to work with, and it's been really cool to follow the progress. Congrats on the app. It looks great. It works great. And then thanks especially for your patience as my schedule got busier. It's been a crazy couple of weeks here, but it's cool to kind of have been able to still follow along.
So I really appreciate Dana's humor. So like in your, just how you communicate, you make everything fun. I peek into the threads and I just crack up laughing almost every time. And I think it's great. I would love to have you on my team. Like keep cracking them jokes.
Let's talk, Yanli. Let's talk.
And be fighting
okay.
over you all.
Go ahead.
I was just saying these companies are going to be fighting over you all.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that'd be nice.
Yeah, right. That would be great.
Is it my turn? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dana,
Mhm.
thank you for taking point on running our app through Lighthouse. That was really, really nice. I think I would have completely ignored that had you not mentioned it. So that was a really nice of you to get our accessibility up to 100, which is insane. I don't think I've really seen that for like stuff I've made. So that's awesome.
It was
And
cool.
no-
I didn't know how to do it, but I just kept pressing buttons till I figured it out.
Yeah, I don't recall it being demoed today. Maybe it was, but Dan, did you demo the tabbing through everything that you had done too on the call?
No, but there's tabbing on the buttons.
Yeah, that was really blew my mind last week when they were showing me their current, progress. Anyway, yeah, it was very cool. So
I am super thankful to Rob, Tanner, and Yenli for the absolute best mentorship experience. It's been so wonderful. Maybe things that you don't realize that you do, but you make yourselves available when we ask for anything. Like we know you're doing other things during the day, that you have a job and you have families, but you always jump right in to help unblock us, give us an answer, help us with code, point out things that we didn't know, we didn't understand, guide us towards solutions instead of giving us the answer. It's been a really, really growing learning experience. The fact that you're all approachable and real with us is super helpful. Because if it was like more of a top-down approach, I don't think we'd feel as comfortable as we do learning the things that we do in this environment. So it's just really accelerated the learning process. Thank you so much for being you all.
oh, it's very nice. Glad we could help.
So next, I just want to say that I'm grateful to Viana and Dana for their compassion and flexibility and hard work throughout the process, especially since I've had to jump out at points because of my work schedule. Like I appreciate like them just taking up the mantle and keeping on going and really helped us get there. So thank you.
Also to Viviana and Rafa, thank you for allowing me the time to work at my own pace, like the learn and code pace, instead of just pushing something out I didn't understand. We all had different gaps and different, we went into the project with like different skill levels and different things that we knew that others didn't know. And some of my gaps, I really wanted to be able to practice and learn and get better at. Thank you for allowing me to do that instead of like, I appreciate you giving me the time to let my brain think about stuff and understand it.
No, I definitely agree. It was nice. I never felt like rushed coding with you too. So that was really nice. Is it my turn? Yeah, just going back to Tanner. Yeah, you were so helpful during office hours. I really appreciated just like all the feedback you gave us on the demos, and then even outside of that, just like talking to you was really nice. Definitely learned a lot, and yeah, it was really nice. Like the last, even like the one before that, yeah, both like very helpful. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, I had fun. It's always nice to take an hour out of my day and talk coding stuff because it's like talking to friends almost, and
Yeah.
I don't have many coding engineer friends in person. So whenever you can have a casual conversation around coding stuff, I always enjoy it. So thank you.
And you're like whipping out all the links for us too, which was cool. For like anything like popped into your head, that was really cool.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I got a lot of things that pop into my head. I gotta have links for them. Keep track of all of it.
I highlight like the fantastic engagement from the three of you, and also just like I really appreciate your self-awareness and kindness. You know, in a situation where you lose one team member and you end up having just the three of you, like I didn't feel there was any, like it was all positive vibe, you know, in the way that you just found like bond together and was flexible and just found a way to work and also work with each other. Like it's really fantastic to see. Like if I can hire all of you at once, I would. If only, but I have to go into management to do that.
Okay.
But
Thank
sure,
you.
like in terms of you know, you're starting out a career, but your communication skills and the way that you are talking about how you approach things and just the self-awareness is really high up there. And I want you to remember that, you know, as you're moving forward and interviewing, that these are like the things that happen in this 8 weeks are powerful skills that you're bringing to the table. You are bringing you are bringing like your best self.
Thank you. I think that was nice.
Sure. Communication.
Yeah, great communication with Viviana and Rafa, and it is a pleasure working with you. I think that was the first comment I wrote, so that was a brief one, and we've elaborated on that since, but I can't say enough, and there are no words to say how much I've enjoyed working with you both from my heart, sincerely, not just words on the page. I truly enjoyed every moment. Thank you.
Same here, Dana.
I'm thankful to Tanner and Rob for being so engaging and helpful. One of the things about mentoring is, you know, there are things that are going to pop up, and it's really great to be a part of a team where times where you are busy, somebody else steps in and to give the experience, and the team still feels like they're getting the help. So I really appreciate both of you for doing the work that you've done, the engagement and being present, and then extra shout out for Tana for helping me out with the extra office hours because I would have been a mess that week.
Yeah, happy to help.
And now what went well? Dana?
Rafa is a mobster. Thank you, Rafa, for mobbing with me when I was stuck like 48 hours on buttons. Like I had like a breakdown about buttons, and Rafa's like, yeah, I'll jump in. I'm always down to rubber duck. I really appreciate that because you helped unblock me so I could get to the next thing. You know, sometimes I don't know how to get myself out of the coding hole I've coded myself into. Thank you for being that person.
Of course, we all need that sometimes.
And for what it's worth, I do that professionally all the time. Like when you find you're stuck in a hole of whatever it is you're working on, just to call someone in to look at it with you will often, you know, get you to where you need to be. So it's a common pain point. It can be.
I've been the rubber duck without even knowing it. Somebody has like messaged me on Slack, messaged me again, messaged me one or two more times, and said, "Oh, figured it out. Thanks." It's just
I probably done that too, Rob.
I don't think it was you, but yeah, as soon as you start explaining things to somebody, yeah, it can be very, very helpful.
Note to self: just message Rob.
Yeah.
Don't respond. If it doesn't respond.
The power of silence.
Yeah. Yeah, so off like what Dana said, I feel like there was always someone to help whenever there was we needed extra help with an issue. So that was really nice. Appreciate you both for that. And then there was just always a good communication. I know like sometimes like either me, like Rob or Dana had to be out for like a day or something. We're always like super communicative for that. So it was never like, we never like went silent with each other, which is really nice to know that you guys were still like on the other line, I guess. And then, oh yeah, I mean, I also want to shout out you two for the design decisions. Definitely wasn't all just me. You guys did a really great job of being like, okay, we're just gonna do this. Because for me, at least, I can agonize for like design decisions. And I feel like you two knew to just like cut it short and be like, okay, this is done. So you can be like, but yeah, so that was really nice. So thanks.
Rob?
Sorry. Sorry, waiting for Zoom's mute button alert to go away. The amount of work and fun over the last 2 weeks. Oh, it's very obvious. Yeah. So they, I mentioned this after the demos, but it's obvious you put in a lot of time and also that you had a lot of fun, which is really cool. Great job bringing up the quality and friendliness of the user experience.
I love the way you all work your strengths and compromise wonderfully as a team. Like last sync, the way that Dana just kind of talked through about how you all had feelings about certain designs and how you kind of resolved that was really great. So dream team again.
Yeah, and here I'm just echoing what Viviana said. Communication was amazing throughout, and especially since things can get so chaotic when you're close to release and there's so many changes being made, I'm glad that like we were always able to keep up with what everybody else was doing.
I thought y'all did a really good job breaking down the work in manageable chunks. And also just want to highlight Rafa in like the extra effort to do the thing you talked during the demo where you took extra effort to make sure that your team doesn't go through conflicts. And that is like stellar work to do more than what is needed. You know, like you saw what the team needed and you did it so that you can work well together. And I think that's a powerful skill to have. Like, you know, to be a team member is to see what's lacking or how to be bridging certain activities. So I want you to keep that in mind and like definitely highlight that when someone says, what's your skill? That is your skill. You did great.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, this next one is about accessible design that we touched on a little bit already, but lots of little things blew me away, from like the tabbing over to Dana's willingness to get rid of the orange button that she loves so much. But there's a lot of little things, and I'll kind of tie in. Maybe I'll remove the comment I had down here, because y'all like got the project to a point early last week when we had our last office hour session to where we were looking at something that was like done, and we were like very like nitpicking things like, oh, what if we did this a little bit different? Or we had time to take into consideration the Lighthouse score, and you were able to go back and revise like how that played out in real life and stuff. And so very impressive work to get it to where you got it in the first place, and then had the bandwidth and consideration to take accessibility into the equation. It's very nice.
Oh, sorry, it's my turn. The organization, Rafa, was in beast mode. I mean, it was just like Yenli said, I loved how you cleared the path to merge the components. That forward type of thinking, that's just like a beautiful gift that you gave us that I didn't know that we needed until we needed it. And then it was just like, everything works. It was super fantastic.
I'm glad I could help.
Want to highlight the self-organizing skill. Like I felt like you didn't really need me. We got busy, and like Tanner was there to have office hours, but overall I felt like the team worked really well together. You know, you saw the things that you needed to do and you just did it, and that was really great, really good. I forgot the word I'm looking for. Just being assertive and making good choices.
Oh, and I forgot, I'm sorry, Viviana, I didn't say the one that I had written out, that the designs were on point. And after we got that feedback from Tanner in office hours, and we were already at a point where like, this looks good, we're so proud. And then we had like 12 issues like to do, like, and you know, those are optional, right? But like if somebody gives you constructive feedback, like what are you gonna do, throw it in the garbage? No, you wanna kind of action it. So thank you for pairing with me on those issues so that we could push out something that was even better. It was really cool to be able to work with you during that time. And I've enjoyed working with you that way the whole time during the project. It's been really relaxed and great. And regardless of the obstacle or what we're not sure of, it's always been I look forward to coding with you. Thanks.
Yeah, that was so nice. Thank you. I feel the same way.
Yeah, and first I do want to echo what Dana said. It's been a pleasure working with you, Viviana. And I just wanted to point out how it's amazing how we were able to build up so much trust as a team, despite working together for such a short period of time. I feel like when we got towards the end and had so many like lingering small little issues, it was helpful for us to trust that we were all going to tackle them and make the app the best it can be.
I didn't remember to write this on the card, but I also want to highlight it out. Like, you know, Rafa, you're really busy with your job and you're working overtime, but yet the amount of work that you put in to help the team finish, I think that's like very commendable. And not to say that Dana and Viviana didn't do work either. I'm sure like it just somehow the three of you like gel really well. And it is definitely like the trust, and y'all finish so great. It's so polished too, the app. So great job. We can move on to what can be improved. Dana?
If we had 4 devs for the whole time, that's optimal, but I'm really proud of the work we did and how we did it for sure.
Yeah, and I also don't really have any notes on how to improve it. It was a positive experience overall. It just would have been great if everybody could be here.
And I made a note about iterating, like once we finish something and then it's almost like now I want to redesign the whole thing, or I want it to operate differently, or what about this, or what about that? Part of me always wants to do that, but I'm really thrilled with how it turned out in the whole collaboration experience.
And mine is kind of just a response to that. Like you can always iterate, yeah. But the way the two y'all have been doing it is great, wonderful.
And then nothing. You don't need to improve anything. You're all doing really great. One suggestion is maybe do another demo where you step through the tabbing or all the different features in detail. Like if you do a recording, you put it on your website, it's part of your portfolio. So something to think about. And then, yeah, earlier I did mention too, like, it'll be nice if you have 4, but you know, I did not feel there was a person missing. You know, your feature complete, it's polished, it looks great. Your demo, it seemed like it's very coordinated and well done. So I don't feel like we miss any person. Oh, yeah, almost. I'm gonna pause you right now. Someone want to go next?
I think that's
what's next for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, well, mine is first. So I've made some great connections here that I hope to carry into the future. And next steps for me are to complete Career Lab and try to find that first tech job that will help me achieve my dream of moving to San Francisco.
Got it.
Awesome. I'm looking for a job also.
Are you doing Career Lab?
No, I wanted to so badly. Viviana and I talked about it when this started. I'm like, yeah, I'm totally want to do that. And then I realized that I have a family vacation the second week of Career Lab, so I couldn't, in all good conscience, participate and be out half the time. That's not nice.
So I just want to let you know that timing wise, you cannot do Career Lab this time, but you can do Career Lab the one after. Or one thing that you could do, like everything's recorded. So you can go through, look at what are some of the stuff you need to do and kind of do it on your own. And then definitely reach out in our Slack channel. There's a lot of mentors who are just happy to help. It's so it's kind of gonna shift to what I'm gonna say next is like, what's next for me? I'm gonna take some time out to kind of shift my mentor work to more of an async thing instead of leading a team. Because you know it's recognizing that I do have too much on my plate, like the things that are going to be coming, and I need to make time for recharging activities, which is like my art, you know, spending time doing art as well as like work. But with that being said, you know, if you ever need any help, feel free to ask in Slack. Like, you know, it's even though this cohort ends, you're always welcome to ask questions and like ask for help. You can DM me, but I think the best way to really get help is to ask the whole community, because there are people with a lot of expertise that I may not have and can pitch in. So I hope y'all stay connected.
I missed
Vivian?
this column, but I might just say I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to mentor in the next cohort, but I'm definitely interested in sticking around, and maybe the one after that. It was a great experience.
Yeah, I didn't write a card, but yeah, next for me, I'm doing the career lab and hopefully finding a nice cushy tech job. That's the dream. And then obviously staying in contact with all of you. I'd love to still talk to all of you. This has been great. So
I think the next step for everyone should be following me on Twitter. But then also make sure you get me your resumes, because the hiring team is looking to talk to you. So I told them Monday, so if you can make that happen. And if there's anything I can help you with, let me know.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, Tanner, what's the best way to send those? Like over Slack?
Yeah, Slack's okay.
So before we go,
on Twitter.
I want to get a screenshot of all of us as a team.
Oh, cute.
Oh, little
Look in the
pic.
camera. Yeah. Look in the camera. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I captured the wrong screen.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to do this. Okay, let me try this again. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. I keep getting the wrong screen. I swear I do this for a living, really.
Are you on a Mac?
Yeah,
It should be taking like all of your screens at the same time.
it's popping up as like my laptop screen and not my not my Zoom screen. What is the other shortcut key?
Command-Shift-3 is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it keeps taking my laptop screen, but not my
I can get
desktop.
one if you'd like.
Yes, please.
All right, let's see.
I like Command-Shift-4 too. It's probably something else. Just the selective one is nice. I like it.
All right, here we
I was
go. Oh,
All right.
sorry. 1, 2.
Cool.
All right.
My cheeks hurt.
Cool.
Well, I think that's all we have.
I will screenshot this and post it in the channel, or screenshot it. I will crop it is what I think I was going to say.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Good luck, everybody, and please keep in touch. Let us know where you land, how things are. Anytime you come across anything like you want to chat, code, anything, reach out.
Thank you. We will, for
Yeah,
sure.
Thank you so much for everything.
Yeah, thanks, y'all.
Yeah. Good luck out there. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is.
Congrats. See you around Slack.
Congrats.
Thanks.
See you on Twitter.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes.